Yes, we are following a developing story as we're learning the Strait of Hormuz has been closed. This is a post here that's just coming in, and the Associated Press is reporting that Iran's Joint Military Command saying today that the Strait of Hormuz has been closed again, citing Israeli attacks in Lebanon and U.S. bad faith and, quote, its clear breach of its commitments by failing to end the war. The statement on state television also warned that, quote, if the aggression continues, subsequent steps have been planned. Ships had begun transiting the strait after the interim U.S.-Iran agreement was signed just a bit earlier this week. Now, we've been reporting here this morning that Israeli strikes on southern Lebanon this morning killed at least 16 people, including 2 children, hours after reports emerged of that ceasefire agreement. Now, the persistent fighting threatened that agreement between the United States and Iran to end the war in the Middle East. Bringing you this live look here this morning, courtesy of marine traffic of the Strait of Hormuz at this moment here as we're bringing you this breaking news. Once again, learning here that Iran's joint military just saying that the Strait of Hormuz has been closed again, citing those Israeli attacks in Lebanon. Iranian state television says the country's negotiating team is going to Switzerland for talks with the United States over their interim deal on the war. We already know that White House envoys Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff are already there in Switzerland, and this is supposed to be held tomorrow. Now, the broadcaster cited a foreign ministry spokesperson in its report on Saturday. The trip was originally planned for Friday, but that was canceled. If you remember, Vice President J.D. Vance was set to go over there to Switzerland. Now, the new announcement came shortly after Iran's Joint Military Command said the Strait of Hormuz had closed again, citing those Israeli attacks in Lebanon. We also heard from the foreign ministry spokesperson there who told state TV that, quote, any memorandum or agreement is ultimately tested when it enters the implementation phase. So this is a breaking news update here, and we're watching on Truth Social to see if we're going to be hearing from President Trump on this, as the Strait of Hormuz has now been closed. President Trump also had posted to Truth Social this morning on Iran, which I will share here with you. But we also saw Vice President J.D. Vance, as he was just on Fox and Friends moments ago. And he says that talks are progressing, with the U.S. focused on preventing Iran from rebuilding its nuclear program while maintaining leverage through economic and strategic pressure. Of note here, though, the vice president did say this before this news just came out here, that the Strait of Hormuz has been closed. And this is that post here from President Trump via Truth Social this morning. And this is all he's had to really say about Iran as of now. He says, funny how the Democrats like to say that Iran is in a stronger position today